Well, welcome everyone. It's we're a day late, but it's like they say in the classics, better late than never.
That's right.
Here we are interviewing Barry. Looks a little bit younger here in this edition. Tell us a little bit about this photo, Barry.
I just found that photo this afternoon, this morning, as a matter of fact. That's me at 21, up in Rapanyup. It was taken in front of the Royal Hotel in Rapanyup. And that's my mother when she was 21, about 170 years ago.
Well, there you go. That's your dear old mum. You do speak about your mum in glowing terms.
She's very much like my mother, I tell you now. That photo, the profile is not as, but her front on is very much like my mother. Nothing like my father. I don't know why, but spit image of my mum. She was a sweetheart. Died when she's 53, Colin, 1971.
Too young to die.
Dead right.
Now, just on this little headline up here,
Yeah, I got this
it
down
does
again.
say, Peatling absence will swing game in Ararat's favour. Just intrigued by this comment by the experts, and they talk about, they can read this on the screen there, but you get a mention in the headline.
Well, it's a pretty good headline, Colin. Peatling's absence will swing game in Ararat's favour.
Mentions Mick Sybin.
Mick Sybin, the coach.
Who died recently,
yeah, last year he died with Alzheimer's. I cannot believe he got Alzheimer's. But I was 19 that year when I was up in Rapanyup, and we got home by 3 points that day. We lost the following week in the second semi-final, but all the good judges up there said, well, Peatling's absence will. It's a pretty good headline for the first year in the competition. Amazing, Colin, amazing headline. I think the viewers out there will realise that that was a win of our times. Horsham Rail Time, a very big. That was the best league outside the VFL back in them days. Recognised because Doug Wade and Roy West and Barry Price, all those people over 60, they'll remember them. Barry Price, champion football for Collingwood, and so Roy West was a Victorian fullback, and Doug Wade was a full forward for Victoria too. Killed 1,200 goals.
Very good.
That was a pretty good photo. That was in front of the old Royal Hotel, which is not there now. I knocked it down 20 years ago, the Royal Hotel of Rapanyup.
Well, let's get stuck straight into the game then, Barry. Tell us about the weather.
Well, it was a perfect day for football, and the Langwarrin ground is in very good nick, I must mention that.
Okay. Any changes? 3
changes. Out with Paddy Kane, Bradley Clark. Paddy Kane was dropped. Bradley Clark injured, and Ryan Stewart injured too. Incoming was Niza, Damon, and Jesse O'Dell. But Damon was a bit rusty, but no, perfect day for football, Saturday. Pity it wasn't a good game for the supporters and the football players, because we outclassed all day. All day.
Well, tell us about the first half then.
Well, I'll tell you about the first half. It's the third week in a row. It might have happened in the under 12s, under 10s back 40, 50 years ago. The last 3 weeks, Chelsea hasn't scored a goal before half-time, which has got to be some sort of a horrible record. No goal.
Forgettable, as the headline suggests.
Yes, I put it. That's right. Can you believe it? It's a pretty good competition, Colin.
Very good.
We never scored a goal, and we only scored 3 for the day. But no, they were just too good. Carpenter and Lancaster. I tell you what, if we didn't have Carpenter, I tell you, mate, we wouldn't have. He's going, of course, and because Lancaster, he's been killing the last 3 or 4 weeks. If they wouldn't have put him, we would have been. I don't know where we would have been.
Yeah.
But Dame was a bit rusty. I mean, but well, they're not a very good side either. Langwarrin, I'll give it a tip now. They're beaten us by 10 goals.
Sounds like they're doing a little bit of lawn mowing over at the Oval.
Give that a spell or something.
That's okay. We can keep on going.
Oh, we'll come.
So the first half, it was ordinary. Well, tell us about the second half.
Well, first half. Well, second half it just got worse, because I'll give you the third quarter scores are 8-12. Actually, I'll give you at half time we were 6 points, and they were 4-4. 6 points.
A bit ragged.
Because we sort of rebelled late. We kicked 1 goal 5 in the third quarter, and they kicked 2 goals 4. But the final score was 3-12. We were 3-12 to 10-22. A thrashing.
It is a thrashing, isn't it? So give us the goal kickers then.
The goal kickers, Chrissy Warren kicked 2 out of the 3. and Sammy Carpenter kicked a goal, which was probably another goal a day. Kicked a goal a day about 2 weeks ago. Kicked another goal a day on Saturday. But there's 2 goal kickers.
Unbelievable.
3 goals.
Well, give us your group of best players amongst them.
Well, I'll give them straight up. They were straight up this time. Carpenter, Lancaster, Warner, Nizer, Matty Gardner, Gentle, and Jason Clark.
Okay.
Pretty ordinary. Pretty
Apart
ordinary.
from the rest? No good.
Not much chop at all. It was. But I was talking to Gentle on Saturday night. He looks like he's coming back. But he's got his own business. He's a busy man. But he played right, Gentle. Oh, there we go.
Well, give us the votes then, Barry. 1 vote.
1 vote to Chrissy Warner for his 2 goals. It's nearly 2 weeks now he's kicked the score, Chrissy Warner. Played all right. Took
Okay.
a couple nice marks.
2 votes.
2 votes to Robbie Lancaster, about 22 possessions too, for back pocket player again.
Yep.
Of course,
And 3 votes.
Sammy Carpenter with about another 28 possessions.
He's just starring at the moment.
He's good, he's going to be a big loss. I was talking to him on Saturday night over the football club. Gary's pretty keen to come back, and Chrissy Warner's going to be playing next year. But Sammy's going to be a big loss.
So, just on the votes, this was the last votes of the year. Tell us about something that's happening next week.
Oh, next week I'll tally them up and get my little best and fairest little cards out, and I'll give them to you, and you can read them out. And got a funny feeling Sammy Carpenter might just win by about half a lap.
Odds-on favourite?
About half a lap, I reckon.
It would have been between about 3 people, I thought, this year.
8 weeks ago it was Lewis, DeLuca and Carpenter. Well,
Those 2 boys have fallen over.
they've dropped out the race, and
So Carpenter, red hot favourite. Are you going to keep an eye on the finals for us?
I don't know. I probably will. I might even go over if they're playing the first couple of finals over Frankston Park. I'll go and have a look. If they're not, I'm not going to travel down to Pine.
At least going to get maybe a preliminary and a
I'll
grand
get the
final.
last couple,
Yeah.
because there'll be good games to watch. I mean, the Mount Eliza, Karingal, and Frankston, YCW. They're going to be. I still reckon that Karingal will win the grand final. Yep. Mark,
Interesting.
jot that down. Karingal to win the grand final.
So you've got them favourites, maybe
Everyone's
Frankston,
got-
YCW, Mount Eliza.
Listen, everyone's
Those
got,
3, I reckon.
no, everyone's got YCW home and hose, but no way.
The Stone Cats. Alright, well let's talk about Chelsea's future.
Well, I went over Saturday night. I never deserved the championship. Went over there, had a few drinks over there Saturday night, and there was a fair crowd there. Carmody wasn't there as usual, but I was talking to Spunky. You know Spunky. He's said there's already been a couple of applications for coaching, because Chapel, everyone knows Chapel's finished. I'm telling you now he's finished, but there's 2 or 3 I reckon putting in for the coach. So we've got to get those coaches organised before October, because the pre-season starts, eh?
So here, Bradley Wiggins is going to be coach
Well,
and also president.
I was talking to Bradley Wiggins. He's all right. He's putting in for the president and the coaching. So
is that so? If he's the president, no, he can't be sacked. He has to sack himself.
Yeah, well, you've got to get the president's job first, but there's a few in it. 3 or 4 applicants for the president. Roland's one of them. He'd probably go right, but that's up to the politics. I don't get involved in politics. Never get involved in politics in any football clubs.
Well, that's interesting, but you're a bit more of a social commentator,
No, I speak my mind. I have nothing to do with politics.
It seems that Chelsea exploded midway through the season.
There is no what's the word? Not cooperation. There's been no harmony. A lot of disharmony this year. When you got disharmony in the football club, Colin, it just flows down. It just doesn't work out. But that's history now. You've got to move on to a new president, new coach, new players.
What sort of players do they need to get?
Well, as I said to Spunky Saturday night, a new coach, when he's appointed, he checks the list and says, right, we need that and that and that. He's the one that's going to pick who they need, eh?
But what type of players?
We need another couple more big fellas. This time fit, not fat.
Not fit, not fat. So what, key defenders, key forwards, what, ruckman?
Now well, Gentle, he could hold down the full-back line, because he's done a very good job the last 6 weeks on Kraska and other fella last week. We need another centre back, another big ruckman, another centre forward, a couple of on-balls, but the coach, that's his job. that's why he gets paid money to, when he gets appointed, which would have to be pretty smart, next 2 or 3 weeks, I reckon. Because this is August, September.
So what about, there's a huge hole left by Sam Carpenter.
Unbelievable hole. He is God, he's a good little fella too. I love him. I tell you what.
And
Well, Louis coming back. He'll be right. He'll be back again, and Stu, you'll be back, and
Louis not getting any younger.
oh, he's not getting any slower either. But he'll now the coach, that's his job. He's got to. It's all on the internet now.
Yeah.
You just press a button, writes, come and interview them, and pay them what they want to get paid, and hopefully they can pick some good, very good fit recruits this year. Colin.
Not that. All right. Well, just that's pretty much it for the football side of it. Just tell us about a couple of your good mates.
Yeah, I must mention this. I was supposed to go to a funeral for my good friend and school buddy, Kevin Steele. I couldn't make it today. It's down in Doncaster. But last week, Whitey Yule, my mate I grew up with in Richmond, Ronnie Yule, we used to call him Whitey, he's on the council. I went to his funeral last week, sent him off, and Lord knows that Kevin Steele, who was in the same grade as me from 3rd grade to the 8th grade, and he died on Saturday. I found out this afternoon. He had something burst in his stomach, and it was something iota, they call it iota, and he died within an hour. Last Saturday. Horrible.
It's terrible.
And he was a very good friend. I'm sorry he couldn't. I rang up Colin Simpson this morning. I told him to pass on my condolences to his wife. I've never met, but I knew her when she was about 16, back when I was a kid at Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
She's a lovely woman, and just said, oh, sorry I couldn't make it to the funeral. I hope it goes all right. And very sad couple of weeks for Barry Boy. I was very close to those two
Some
fellas.
good friends have been dying. Well, it's
Yeah.
too young to die, and
So I hope someone sees this video and passes on that Kevin Steele, you're a gentleman, mate. Star.
well, we look forward to next week when we get the Barry Peatling's Best and Fairest Award.
Yes, we'll have a right here, and
the next few weeks we'll be getting a few finals, and then probably as we work towards the biggest video of the year, which is the Melbourne Cup.
Well, it could be, yeah. Could be. I didn't think it was that flash, but
Melbourne Cup Phantom Call.
We got 1,600 views. 1,600 views.
The biggest video of all time. All right.
Weird. I mean, people must be easy pleased this day and age. That's all I can say.
All right. Well, that's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me, and we'll see you in the near future.
Like to hang around. Not commit when it suits, and commit to the whole footy season. Not weekends off here and weekends off there. Not booking holidays mid-year. It's about commitment, and it's about, as I said, don't pick and choose, be consistently good. That's the key to good clubs, that's the key to being successful as a team, not building yourself up for 1 year. Last year having 14 wins, and you know, through no fault of you blokes, but having 12 players from that finals team turn over, you can't, you know, it's hard to keep rebuilding. You want to build on success, add to it, and that's no fault of yours, that's the fault of, and that was out of our hands. That was risk management from above. So, that's all I'm asking from you blokes. A lot of you blokes, I reckon, have improved. Hopefully we've learned something about footy under me, then it's not a total waste. As I said, success, hopefully we see it in the next couple of years. And a few of you guys who may not have got chances have, we can gain confidence from it. That's the biggest hope I get out of coaching these blokes. Was always a massive goal. Massive goal to coach here, and I did. And yeah, fairy tales are just that. They're fairy tales, and we would like to have finished it differently, obviously. But it wasn't to be. I reiterate to the suppose the last 7 or 8 weeks would have been really hard work for the supporters, and I reckon the coach's task might have copped a fair bit, but you guys have stuck fat, and that means the world to me. And as I said, this club means a hell of a lot to me. It's not captain the joint, captain the premiership, and to come back and coach, I'm definitely going to be walking back in the joint pretty proud. So I've got nothing to be ashamed of, and neither of you blokes. But the one thing I'd be really disappointed in is for the blokes who commit and the blokes who say they're staying would be to give a half-hearted effort, and that's pre-season. For us to get better as a footy club, the new coach needs 100% commitment for us. Simple as that. Not saying I'm not coming to Christmas. Not saying I'll get there, one night a week, or it's 100% commitment. And hopefully the club employs a really good bloke that is able to take the club forward. I've got a lot of faith in you guys, and we did have a wretched run, that's for sure, but after a few beers I'm going to bring out all the excuses. Brother. Because I won't be there, obviously, I won't be there for the Friday night, so we've got a trophy, Sammy. There's some pairs, well done, mate.
Hi, Sammy!
I don't think it'll be rigged if you win it, mate. Thanks to all you. To the players, look, as I said, to the players who stayed when I first come down and gave me commitment, that means the world. Please do that to the next coach. To the players who came down to the footy club with me, I'll be forever indebted. It shows a lot of loyalty to me, and I know the blokes that I've walked down have fitted in fantastic, and also not only fitted in fantastic, but just shone out on the park, and that's really important. So well done to you guys. To Spunky, massive thanks, mate. You've been a really good support since I got here. One bloke I want to really thank is a guy who had a wretched year and just hasn't missed a beat, and that's he's always there for us, and no one does take him for granted. Parker, thanks very much. When I did get the job, there was a coach and an assistant coach who played a lot higher level than me, and they stuck fat, and they've obviously retired at age, so two blokes that I think to keep the playing group together they have to commit, and they did straight away, and that means the world, and they've had great careers, and it was a really good honour to coach, and so well done to Steve and Knight. Good work. As I said, so it just it seems like yesterday when I was 7, 33 years on. This morning I knew it was all over. Tough day, but I look forward to watching it. Well, good job.